In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a product which hopefully can replace your cans of compressed air and save you a lot of money. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at this mystery product which you got a sneak peek of in the intro. So I often buy cans of compressed air to help clean out the inside of my computer, as really you just need it to get between all the little components, as the dust just sits in there and it's pretty hard to get to unless you have like specialist tools. So that can add up quite quickly and it can cost quite a bit of money. And I did wonder to myself, surely there's a more cost-effective way of doing this. And that's where I came across these kind of turbo fans, and they seem to be marketed as kind of an electric equivalent to a can of compressed air. And I'm going to be testing that today in today's video to see if that is actually really feasible, how well these things work, and just all the details of the product. So this was sent to me for free by AliExpress. I did choose this product myself using some review credit. So this isn't like some approved product. I actually chose this with my own review credit. Now, the reason I chose this product in particular is because it was a bit more of like a cheaper model. You can get branded models of these devices, but they do become quite a bit more expensive, often like double the price. This one was around £15. I will put the price up on the screen for you. And some of the others come with even more features than this, which I'll talk about as I unbox this. But anyway, you're probably getting bored of me talking, so let's take this out of the box and take a look at it. So we've got our user manual and some warning instructions. We've got the main unit. I'll put this to the side for a second and then I'll tell you a bit more about it. So we've got our nozzle attachments here. And these are just for directing the air and making them a bit stronger. There is also a mini USB, a small length charging cable, USB-C, which goes in here, but I've already taken that out. So let me walk you through the main product a bit more. So it does have a decent weight. Some of that might be because of the battery inside. And then you've got these chunky fan component in here. The main body feels decently strong. It definitely doesn't feel high end because it's all plastic, but it does feel like a hard ABS plastic. It doesn't creak or move or anything. So we've got our USB-C port here for charging, and we've got our power button as well. We do have a screen here on the side, which I'll turn on in a second. And then we've got our main button here, which cycles through the different speed settings. And then we've got a little mini LED light here. So I've already read the instructions, so I'm going to turn this on. We hold the power button. We've got our screen here which indicates how much charge we have left. And then if I double tap the power button, our LED turns on, and this is decently bright. You'll see a better example of me using this. I'm going to actually clean out my PC case, so you'll be able to see me doing that. Let's turn this off. Now we've got our attachments here, and they have these little plastic slots here, and they simply get pushed into here, and you turn them so they lock in place. So let's put the medium length nozzle. So they just sit like that. Okay, now here's the interesting part. How powerful does this thing actually feel? So I'll turn it on and I'll go through the different settings. It's probably going to be super noisy, so you might not be able to hit anything I'm saying. But let's go ahead and try this. So this is our button on the front which goes through the different levels of power. So I'm going to do that now for you. So you hold the mode button here on the side to turn the fan off, not power it off, but just stop the fan from turning. So my honest first impressions of this is it doesn't feel, I think it sounds more powerful than it actually feels for the air coming out of the side here. But really, it doesn't really matter how it feels. It's going to be more important how well it cleans the inside of my computer. So let's put the longer nozzle on here and we'll do a really quick test. So I'm going to put these instructions here and I'm going to put it on the max setting and then turn it towards it to try and blow it away. So I'm taking a look at the instructions right now, and for the lowest speed setting, it says 60 plus 7 minutes. I'm not sure why it's written in that way, but I guess we'll just use the product and see how long it lasts. I'll start on the lower settings and then I'll gradually ramp up and I'll give you my thoughts on the end of the video on how long it lasts. But yeah, let's try and get some footage of me cleaning my PC case. If you're wondering what PC I have or you're interested, just let me know in the comments and I'll post a link to the setup that I have. But this isn't like a crazy gaming computer. It's kind of like a mid-range. It's got some pretty decent specs. So you can see this light is really nice and bright. If I turn it off and on, it's a pretty big difference. This is really going to help with the cleaning. And I've also got my Hoover ready to suck up some of the dust, so I probably won't talk while I'm using this, but I'll try and get some decent close-up shots for you, so you can see how well it's cleaning.
Ay, qué rico se ve eso, te ves como travieso, quiero probar tu beso. Ay, qué rico se ve eso, te ves como travieso, quiero probar tu beso. Quiero. Rico, qué ricos,
Alright, you're going to have to excuse my terrible cable management on this computer. The rest of the space is pretty clean. I've just never really sorted out all these cables because generally it's all just pushed to the back. But that was incredibly satisfying. I almost got addicted to the feeling of how much dust was coming out of this case. So I've had this computer for I think at least 3 or 4 years, and I've used air dusters on it before to clean it out. But that tool is just absolutely insane how well it cleans the dust out. Now, I'd already cleaned the front of the computer where all the dust had been blasted out by the air duster, but this is just the kind of the back where it's blown some of the dust out the back. Just this alone over here, all these big chunks on the ground that have come out of my case, that is probably like 1/10 of the amount of chunks of dust that I got out just with that tool, because I've already hoovered up the rest of it. This was just what was left over at the back of the case, and you can just see there's dust everywhere. It's actually kind of scary to think that that amount of dust was in this computer, which I don't want to break, because it's a good computer and I do all my work on it. So it was so satisfying to see all of this dust and muck come out of my computer. And like I say, this is hardly any of it compared to what actually came out, because I had the Hoover on at the same time, and I was just kind of sucking up the dust as it was blowing out of the computer. But it was just insane how much dust was coming out, because on the surface you can't really see a lot from where I've cleaned it before. But with that tool, I was able to get into all kinds of angles, and it doesn't matter which way you turn the tool as well. You're not going to get any moisture come out of it like a can of compressed air. So you can really get into like every little corner. I haven't wiped any of this yet. That's why you can see like there's dust that's like settled down here in the corner. But just the huge chunks that were coming out of this thing when I was cleaning it was crazy. It was so addictive. I just completely drained the battery. It seemed like it would last at least 5 minutes on some of the lower settings. On the highest setting, level 4, that seemed to really start to blast out some more of those stubborn pieces. And on that one, I would say you'd at least get a couple of minutes of time, maybe up to like 4 or 5 minutes. It's quite hard to judge, but I will update and put some comments down below if you guys have any more questions about how how long it lasts on the different settings and stuff. But I got it on charge now, and I almost feel like I wanted to keep going, even though I gave it a really good clean. It became like super addictive trying to get just the little angles and stuff, because you'd be cleaning out the case and you would think you got everything, and then you would kind of put it in another little hole somewhere where you're like, okay, I think I missed over there, and then just all this dust would just come flying out. So once you get started, it's kind of one of those cleaning jobs where you get really into it and you want to get the whole case completely clean. So I really enjoyed using it. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. So I fully drained this thing. It does say in the user manual, once it gets below 10%, it will turn off the device, probably to protect the battery. And when I was using it, it didn't really get very warm to the touch. Only right towards the end, I felt it getting a little bit warm, probably when the battery was almost completely depleted. And when I plugged it in to charge it as well, I could feel it getting a little bit warm, but you can still handle it. It's not, hot. I would just say it's on the warmer side. And then I plugged it in here and I'm charging up, and we get our charge indication on the screen. It says in the manual it takes 2 to 3 hours to fully charge. So is a little bit of a long charge time. If you've only got one of these and you fully use it up, and for whatever reason you're not finished, you do have a bit of a wait to charge it up. You could get a couple of them, or maybe you could find one that has quick charging. But yeah, my experience with this has been great. It worked, I would say, about as good as I hoped. It just was really addictive cleaning out my PC and seeing the sheer amount of dust that came out of it. Considering it's not been a huge chunk of time since I last cleaned it, this really just helped get into some of those extra areas, and where I didn't really have to worry too much about the air running out, I felt more confident just to keep going and getting into all the little areas of the computer. So it was super addictive using this thing. I almost can't wait for it to charge up so I can see if I can get any more dust out of my computer. But the only thing I obviously can't test right now is how this is going to hold up long term, the battery, and just how long this thing is going to last. So if you guys are interested and you want an update a few months from now, just leave a comment and I'll try and update you guys on whether this thing is still working, because every couple of months I'll probably be using this to clean out my computer again. But what I would appreciate, guys, if this review was helpful for you and you would like to pick up this product while also helping support my channel, you can use my affiliate link down below and I'll get a kickback from your purchase. Even if you use my link, but you find a higher end version of one of these products, I will still get a kickback from that. So if you would like to do that, I'd really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. And of course, I will see you in the next one.
Ay, qué rico se ve eso. Te ves como travieso. Quiero probar tu